to jump into this market to see what happened. Gold recently has just been consolidating, and I just want to welcome you, Gideon. Welcome. So I decided to just stream here, just to do review here instead of to do it on TikTok. So I'm just trying all sides, and so that it can favor the people who are in the group more than the people on TikTok. So subsequent times, I'll also be streaming on TikTok. Then later on, I'll post the video on YouTube.
Okay, now Zoom, this is Zoom.
Please just mute your mic, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So looking at what's happening so far in the market, and you know what we always do is to always start from the monthly candles to still remind ourselves, because it's good you still watch out on what's happening in the market. It's very important. And gold has been going exactly the way we expected it to go. It's been going that same direction where we expected it to go, which is one beautiful thing which I'm excited about on gold. So we anticipated for this high right here. I still have the video on the YouTube channel. So we anticipated for this high, which gold came perfectly and took out this high, this sell side liquidity, took out all the sell side liquidity. Then that's where we are, and we have just 5 days for the monthly to close. We just have 5 days for that monthly to close, which is very significant for everyone who's looking at gold, because one way I make money on gold is to look at what's going to happen and looking at the direction, because this is how you can get your directional bias. Getting your directional bias is knowing where the monthly is going, because you have to follow the trend. You cannot create the trend. You have to be a friend to the trend, and being a friend to the trend simply means you will have to follow the trend. So you have to go down from monthly, weekly, daily, every time that you're trading. That's basically the principle. So most of the people you see out there who are making profits today, I actually didn't trade. What you see out there, I'm not going to call it a trade, because it was just me just having fun. That's just what it is. Day for yesterday, I also didn't trade because the market was just consolidating, and that's one thing with gold. You need to learn how gold consolidates. When you learn gold's character, for me, I stick 100% of my time on gold. No matter how people are out there saying gold did this one, gold that, I don't care. I am a gold trader from day one, and I will still remain a gold trader. But people are scared of gold. So understanding gold is to know that gold consolidates a lot. Then once it consolidates, it just gives its movement, and those movements are where we catch the big thing. And that's how you should learn how to trade gold. You don't trade the consolidations except you know how it happens. So after that, you can now, once you know how to trade the consolidation, then you're good. But if you don't know how to trade the consolidation, look out for the big movements. And one of the things you should also look out for is how to read, let's admit someone into there. Is how to read the news calendar. Is to learn how to read the news calendar. Once you learn how to read the news calendar, you're going to become light years ahead from other people who don't know how to read the news. And you can see we have NFP coming out on Friday. I did review of this on yesterday, but I actually didn't post it. So I'm still going to post it on Friday. On Friday, we are going to see NFP. There's NFP on Friday, which is right here. Let me just move a bit. So you can see NFP is coming on Friday, which is just one more day to go. You can see NFP is coming. These are things you need to look out for. If you're a trader and you don't know how to check news, you're actually missing You are actually missing a lot of things on the table. So you should know how to read news and start to read news into your chart. So now back to what we're saying, we looked at gold on monthly level, and we saw that yes, gold was going on this direction, and it went exactly on that direction. Then dropped down to weekly. We looked at gold around this weekly. So then the target was for it to still come here, which is exactly where we are. And you can see that gold has been consolidating this week already. This week has been a massive consolidation. Unlike last week, we saw the big move, which the news also came out last week, which pushed the market up, which this is actually based on the news, because we're a little bit expecting it to come into here on Monday, but Monday didn't come, so Tuesday we started moving. You can see another thing you need to learn on gold, on trading in general. Let me give you guys a secret. In trading in general, if you want to be more successful in trading, first of all, start from monthly and weekly, but the secret I want to show you is on weekly. Now look at this. Market closes around here. It closes around here, then opens around here. That's exactly how market does. So when it closes and open, Monday is going to be the first movement for that candle. So Monday gave you a week. So once Monday gave you a week, then Tuesday is going to be your direction. I always post this on my on my TikTok story. I always say, let Monday be your indicator for the rest of the week. Only this movement has already given you a direction for the rest of this movement. Only this movement right here, which was the day before yesterday, because today is Thursday and Wednesday, only this movement right here has given you direction for the rest of the week. So these things are like little secrets, which if you don't read data, if you don't practice or study more in the market, you will not understand this. So Monday is more like an indicator for the rest of the week. It's more like an indicator. So now moving forward on what we were talking before I diverted to giving a tip. So this is an FVG for the weekly where we are looking at. Remember, my bias is still a bearish from this level. For monthly, I'm still looking at for a bearish movement, but based on how it's going to close in the next 5 days. So I'm just because why am I saying that? I've seen this candle most of the time, because after gold have a displacement like this, we had the next push up, then the next thing you're going to see is the next candle dropping. But because it's going to be in the next 5 days, so I would love to see how that closes. And if that closes, this is now going to be an FVG. So you see, we are mapping our FVG ahead of time. Even before it got created, we are trying to map out an FVG already around here. So depending where this one closes and the next monthly candle gives us a week. So once it gives us a week, that becomes our FVG and we start trading from that level. You see, so it's something you have to keep practicing, you have to keep putting attentions on. And once you do it multiple times, you're going to see yourself without even looking without even you using the tools. You can just look at the charts and you will know exactly what's happening. So weekly, back to weekly. So you can see weekly, we already have an FVG right here, which is a significant level. So we have taken out this sell side liquidity already. So this sell side liquidity is out of the way, so which shows a solid change of trend. Some can call it BOS, but I call it change of trend. So this is a solid change of trend. That means gold is showing a sign that it's going to be bullish, is going to continue buying. Another thing you need to learn is how to read the dollar into gold. You need to learn how to read the DYX, because basically DYX is dollar. So because the more dollar is going down, people are moving into gold. The more gold is going down, people are moving into dollar. So wherever the chart of dollar is going, gold is always going opposite of that chart. You can see I only have gold, Nasdaq, oil, dollar, and platinum here. That's the only thing I have. I don't watch any other charts. And this one, Nasdaq, is like an indicator for me, which I use in watching gold also. But I actually don't trade Nasdaq that way. I trade more of gold. So now, where are we looking at tomorrow's chart now? That is the main thing. Where are we looking at tomorrow's chart? You can see we have lower highs, higher highs, and lower highs right here. So this is already a change of trend right here for us. And you can see gold drop right into this FVG. Perfectly drop into this FVG. I don't know if you guys know how to read FVG, but most of the time you see me when I'm talking, I always mention about FVG because FVG is key, is important. FVG is a level where the market always want to come back and fill, because the market feels unfair to that level, so they always want to fill that level. So it's important for you to learn how to read an FVG level so that you can always use it to read your market. So you can see the market is already dropping into this FVG level, and I'm having my bearish candle right here. Already we've gotten the break of trend here, the change of trend around here already. So after this change of trend, we are waiting for market to start giving us the next direction, which means we have gotten the direction, but it needs to consolidate. So we can also look at this lower level. There's an FVG right here after this other block happens right here. So after this other block, we have an FVG right here also, which is a significant level where we can be looking at gold probably tapping into. But depending on what's going to happen on Friday, because you know Friday is the main day, and whatever happens here is going to set the rest of the month of September for us to make money, or depending on whatever thing you're doing if you are not making money. So this is what I'm looking at for. I'm looking at for this level right here, this FVG level on daily. I'm looking at for this FVG and this FVG. So depending what's going to happen when the market opens, because the market is going to close in the next 21 minutes. In the next 21 minutes, the market is going to close. So now I drop down to 4 hours. I'm just looking at what's in for gold, and you can see this is a solid order block right here. So gold is likely coming to pick this liquidity right here. You can see this is a liquidity level. This right here is a liquidity, and gold, before gold have its movement, it always like to take liquidity out, because at this level there are buy side liquidities right here. These are buy side liquidities right here, and you can also see a massive liquidity which is sitting right here. And also we have other blocks which are sitting all this level. I don't know how you guys do your own order block, but this is the perfect way to read an order block. This is the perfect way to read an order block, because these are the arrays of candles that actually cause all this movement to the top side. Okay, so I'm looking at for this level. I'm looking at for this level to actually fill up this other block right here, depending on what's going to happen. This is 4 hours. So this is the first level. And again, there's an FVG right here. And someone might ask me, how do you know the FVG that is more accurate? You cannot actually know the FVG that is accurate. One more thing I want to show everyone is that, I want to tell everyone is that trading is all about time and price. This is another secret. If you are writing it, you can write it in your book. Okay, so trading is all about time and price. So you cannot know which FVG is going to be accurate until the time is in. Until the time is in, that's when you can know, okay, this FVG is going to be more valid than the other FVG. But you're just going to map them out depending on the time frames you trade. So you're just going to map out those FVGs ahead of time. Then once you map those FVGs out ahead of time, then you cannot get set. Once that time is in, then you will now know, okay, this FVG right here is the most accurate FVG. For me, that's how I've been trading, and it's been working for me. Everyone has their own way of trading. And one more thing you need to know is that there is no particular way on trading in this system. Everyone can develop their own personal trading strategy. Just like me, we have ICT, we have smart money concept, we have ZIP. Same way, I also develop my own personal strategy that works for me, different from the strategies that you see out there. We have this guy on TikTok, I actually forgot his name, but his own is APA. I think he says advanced price action, and it works for him. So everyone has the way they read their own market, and it works for them. So you too, when you study the market countless of time, when you study it over and over again, you can develop your own strategy. That's not bad. You can watch the way I do my own and still develop your own strategy for my ideas. So it's not wrong. And there's no strategy that is bad. It depends on the person who is using the strategy. So develop a strategy, but test it. If it works, then you are good to go. You're good to go. So I'm just going to drop down on 1 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour level. 1 hour level, we can see liquidity right here already. This liquidity has been taken out. You can see all this liquidity has been taken out. So we started having a lower lows, which is very, very important for us. So we started having lower. This is the higher highs, lower highs, and then lower highs. So we are getting lower lows and lower lows already, which is a very significant level. Remember, we have a change of trend around here. So that change of trend is already a sign that once, remember, a change of trend simply means when a candle is going this way, so it's breaking up and down. So this means there's a change of trend already. So, but the moment market start going like this, okay, that means there's also a change of trend. So now, but what we are seeing right here is that there's a change of trend right here. The market is dropping, giving us the lower lows and lower highs. So we start looking out for the levels to start entering for long still. So that's what the market is still giving us. The direction is still giving us, because we have started making lower lows. But probably we might see the day closing with another red again. Remember, my red is my blue and my green is my white. So I like my chart to be different from every other person out there. And you can always make yours to also be different if you choose this. So we started seeing lower lows and lower highs being formed. So we are going to wait for it to completely form. So once it's completely formed, you can see we have liquidity right here, which is where an FVG is sitting. You can see an FVG is sitting right here where there's a liquidity, a buy side liquidity. And there's also an FVG right here where there's also a buy side liquidity. These things are so beautiful because when you look at them, you can see with your eyes and you can spot them out. You can spot all these things out, you see. So we have 1, 2, 3 liquidities around these levels, and we are waiting for market to fully pick up this levels, because they are significant levels. These are significant levels, 1, 2, 3. So I would love to see market pick them up. Then once it's time for us to take trade, we will not take trade. We will not take our trade. That being said, make sure you have this in mind, time and price. So you can't just give signal. And come to think of it, do you think, if you don't think that price trading is all about time and price, why is it that most of the people who give signals, they don't give you signals ahead of time? They will just come to the Telegram group and tell you buy, because it's time to buy. So they will not give you the signals ahead of time. That's those who knows what they are doing, professionals who knows what they are doing. They will tell you buy, and once they tell you buy, they will not drop the entry point for you, but by then they have already entered. So, but I'm not here to give you signals. I'm here to train you, for you to know how these things work, so that you can do it yourself, because I'm not going to be there all the times. I'm not going to be there all the time. And when you learn it yourself, you will not even need me to actually read your chart anymore. By yourself, you see what's happening there, and you trade. So if you trade New York time, just make sure you wait for that New York time. Once it's New York time, you start trading. If you trade Asian season, make sure you wait. Once it's Asian time, if you trade Sydney or Tokyo, make sure you wait. Don't trade every movement. When you are trading every movement, you are always going to blow your account. You're always going to lose. That is one secret that retail traders don't understand. I only traded once today, and that's I posted, and I didn't just trade it randomly. I waited for the New York season, and immediately it was New York season. I saw my trade, and then I entered, scalped it in. I used a bigger lot size, hit a stop loss 2 times. I came with $200, hit stop loss twice. After hitting stop loss twice, they left me with $280 because I was ready to risk the account. I actually never wanted to trade, but I just came. And from $80, I took it to 44K. That's how it's done. You see, so you wait for the season, wait for the time, which is best for you, Probably next time I'm going to share with you guys which time is the best. But there's no time that is the best. There's no time that's the best. It's just there for you. Whichever time you chooses to trade, that is the best time for you. That's the best time for you. But you will hear most professional traders, they will tell you they trade 2 times a day. Why are they trading 2 times a day? That's going to be a topic for next time. I also trade 2 times a day, but there's a secret why we trade 2 times a day. And very soon you're also going to start trading twice a day. By then, you will know that trading is actually boring, but it's sweet. I always tell you guys, trading has to be boring for you. It's my language. It has to be boring for you. The moment it's boring for you, that's the moment you start making money. Okay, so that being said, we are just going to drop. We're going to stop here. Already, we've gotten our direction. Remember, we've broken trend. This has already set the trend for us because we have a liquidity right here, which was being swept. Right here, you can see this trend right here has been cleared out. Let's nigga that one. Okay, so let me just do it manually. Okay, so you can see that this trend has been cleared out. So there's a clear change of trend around this level. So this change of trend has already given us where the market is going to go to. So after a change of trend, we just need a retracement, a reversal, and most of the time gold reverse so much. That's one thing with gold. So gold will reverse so much. After the reversal, then it continues to the side. Already we've seen these big movements. So you cannot just wait and expect gold to just start dropping like that. So we're going to see gold consolidate around here or still move to the top side. Remember, news is coming on Friday. Let's see tomorrow, which is Thursday. Let's see what's up on news. So we have major news also coming tomorrow. We have the goods trade balance. We have the jobless claims, continuing jobless claims also coming on tomorrow. So you also watch out for this. But the main day when people will be gambling and flipping money is going to be on Friday because of NFP. And I might trade NFP live, depending on where I am on Friday. So guys, that being said, I'm going to see you guys in the group, and probably we can chat more. I believe you guys enjoyed today's class, and today's, I'm going to call it a class because it's I want to train you guys for you to understand what's actually happening in the market, not to give you signals. This is not a signal group. So I'm going to see you guys in the Telegram group. And if you're not in the Telegram group, make sure you join the Telegram group, because I will start dropping trades there and sharing tips, which is going to help everyone in the trade. Remember, pick a time that you trade. I can't tell you this is the level we will start entering. I can't tell you this is the level you will start. I'm not the owner of markets. I can't tell you this is the level we'll start entering. But from the right time, you are going to see these levels respecting its